All right, so you're thinking about diving into the world of TikTok, but maybe you don't love the idea of showing your face.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way, right?
Right, exactly. So that's what we're going to unpack today.
We're going to deep dive into how you can create a popular TikTok account and even make money without ever showing your face.
No face, no problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And the best part is this isn't just some random theory we're working with.
Yeah, so we're looking at a podcast by a real TikTok expert who's been teaching people how to build what they call faceless brands.
And honestly, what's really cool about this whole approach is you don't have to be a big social media star to pull it off.
Yeah, like you can be anybody just using your knowledge and your expertise.
Right. And that's what makes this so exciting, I think, for a lot of people.
Totally. So one of the things that this expert really highlighted was using some really clever faceless content formats.
So instead of putting yourself out there on camera, you can use stuff like dynamic animations.
Like cool visuals and motion graphics.
Exactly, and use things like text overlays on top of stock footage or even like screen recordings of your computer.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to explain something that's kind of complex,
Absolutely, like blockchain or AI.
AI.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like sometimes it's even better if you don't have a face distracting from all the information.
It helps to keep the focus where it needs to be.
Yeah. And I feel like it can make your content look super professional and polished too, right?
Oh, for sure. And here's the thing that I think is so great about this approach is that you don't need any fancy, expensive software to get started.
You don't need a whole production studio in your house, right?
No, not at all. I mean, tools like Canva, which most people have probably already used.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on social media at all, probably you've used Canva.
Canva can be your production studio. I mean, seriously, think about it. You could be sketching out how CPUs work on a whiteboard. You add some text and transitions and boom, you've got like engaging content.
That's awesome. It's so accessible.
Totally. And it can be really fun too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But, okay, so let's say you've got all this great content. You're making all these cool explainer videos and stuff.
Right.
How do you actually get people to see it?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Because it's one thing to make it, but it's another thing for it to actually, make a splash.
Totally. So this expert spent a lot of time talking about writing trends and sounds.
Yeah, at first when I heard that, I was like, that seems a little counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make your content feel generic? Like just blending in with everything else?
It's a good question and it's a valid concern, but here's the thing. You got to think about TikTok's algorithm like it's a matchmaking system,
It's trying to connect the right people to the right content, right?
Exactly. It's constantly trying to find viewers who are going to enjoy the content that's being put out there.
Okay, so like matchmaking, but for videos.
Exactly. So by using trending sounds and hashtags, you're basically signaling to the algorithm, hey, my content is relevant to what people are already into right now.
It's kind of like you're giving your video a little boost.
Yeah. It's like adding a little rocket to the back of your video.
Okay, so it's all about strategy. Like you're being smart about using trends while still making your content unique and awesome.
It's finding that sweet spot. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's not just like blindly following trends. It's like using them to your advantage.
Exactly.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, cool.
So let's talk about the part that I think everybody's really curious about.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. Making money from this faceless fame, right?
Oh, yeah. How do we turn this into something that actually pays the bills?
The expert talked about the Creator Fund affiliate links, even selling digital products.
Like ebooks and courses and templates and all kinds of stuff.
There's so many options, right?
So many ways to turn your knowledge into income.
But I imagine a lot of people listening are probably thinking like, okay, which one's best for me?
It's a good question, right? And honestly, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on you.
On your style and the kind of content you're making?
Like, are you a natural storyteller?
Yeah. Are you someone who loves to do deep dives?
Then maybe an ebook or like a detailed online course could be your thing.
Right. But if you're more about like quick, engaging tips and tricks,
yeah, you like to keep things short and snappy,
then maybe focus on growing your following and tapping into that creator fund.
Exactly. And then there's affiliate links.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Which are perfect if you love recommending specific tech products.
Right, like gadgets and software and stuff.
There are platforms like Amazon Associates where you can basically become an influencer for all sorts of cool stuff.
Okay, so like picture this. You're showcasing some awesome new gadget. You break down all the features in your signature faceless style.
And somebody out there watching your video thinks, I gotta have that.
And they buy it using your link.
You earn a commission just by helping your viewers discover something awesome.
Win-win.
Everybody wins.
That's so cool.
So yeah, as you can see, there are so many options out there.
It's amazing.
And the coolest part is you get to choose the path that best aligns with your passions and your skills.
It's so much freedom.
Totally.
But it's not just about like throwing content out there and crossing your fingers.
No, you got to be smart about it.
There's got to be some strategy involved.
Absolutely. Consistency and data are key.
Okay, so like don't just post randomly whenever you feel like it.
Right. Be consistent. Show up regularly. Give your audience something to look forward to.
Okay, so like have a schedule.
Exactly. And use analytics.
Analytics, like tracking your views and stuff.
Exactly. It tells you what's working and what's not.
Okay, so use analytics to figure out what your audience actually wants to see.
Right. Like let's say you made a reel about Python basics and it suddenly blows up and goes viral.
Okay.
That's a clear sign that people are hungry for more coding content.
Like a whole series on Python for beginners.
Maybe a deep dive into different coding languages or a tutorial on building a simple website.
Analytics helps you figure out what to make next.
It helps you refine your content strategy and give your audience more of what they love.
So it's like planting seeds, nurturing them and then seeing what sprouts.
It's a beautiful analogy.
And that's kind of what I want to leave people with. What kind of unique tech knowledge could you share with the world?
Yeah, even without showing your face.
Maybe you're really good at explaining complex coding concepts in a way that anyone can understand.
Or maybe you're a whiz at building Raspberry Pi projects.
I mean, there are so many possibilities.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah, you could even turn your love of video games into a whole series on game design or the history of gaming.
And this deep dive has shown us that success on TikTok isn't just about those dance trends or like having a big personality.
Right. It's about so much more.
It's about leveraging your unique expertise.
That's what makes you stand out.
It's about understanding how the platform works.
Right. Using those trends and hashtags to your advantage.
And it's about being consistent, showing up regularly, and giving your audience something to look forward to.
That's what keeps people coming back for more.
So basically, you can build a really valuable and engaging presence on TikTok, all on your own terms, without ever having to show your face.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
We've only scratched the surface here, but hopefully this has sparked some ideas.
And shown you that faceless TikTok success is totally within reach.
You don't have to be famous or a social media expert to make it work.
The key is to experiment, analyze, and refine your approach until you find what works best for you.
So go out there and engineer your own success story.
The world is waiting to see what you've got.
Love it.
All right, that's it for this deep dive.
Catch you next time.
See ya. Bye.